The path to motherhood is different for everyone. For me, it was by surprise. My husband and I had just booked our farewell to independence tour, a week-long hike through the Andes to Machu Picchu and another week along the Amazon River. After this once-in-a-lifetime adventure, we thought we'd settle in and have a family. But first, there was a bid on a new home, new jobs, and the free-flowing wine and leisurely open weekends only the childless enjoy. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Or so the saying goes. A positive pregnancy test put the brakes on everything. Suddenly, we were 3. But God wasn't finished laughing. When our daughter was 2, we readied to expand our family. All the pieces were in place, and our daughter wanted a sibling like all her friends had. Trying to build our family, fun at first, soon became work. Temperature taking and calendar tracking and slowly growing anxiety. Doctor visits led to more doctor visits, the kind where you are laid bare, physically and emotionally, as professionals scratch their head and fail to find answers. Pills were taken, bedroom activities were scheduled in a humiliating fashion, medical bills mounted, and month after month, we were disappointed to still be 3. While we toiled and cried behind closed doors, our friends became parents not once, but twice over. Friends of my mother's stopped me in the grocery store, inquiring where the rest of my brood was. Friends came to lament their unplanned pregnancies. Life did nothing but pour salt into our invisible wounds. Every trip to our daughter's preschool was painful. My heart ached so acutely that my shoulders curved inward, as if to further shield it from the bouncing babies and burgeoning bellies that walked the halls. We'd drawn a tentative line in the sand for our infertility treatments. We'd done this once before, after all. We'd had a baby without even trying. We shouldn't have to play God, as some described it. But the heart wants. Lines in the sand be damned. So we went down the rabbit hole of in vitro fertilization. I began to inject thousands of dollars into my belly. Once skittish of needles, I became adept at stabbing my stomach, which soon hosted bruises in brilliant shades of purple, yellow, and green. I learned terminology only the desperate know, lingo of those TTC, trying to conceive. The first round was a failure. Fluid pooling in my abdomen, a potentially lethal side effect of IVF gone wrong. No embryos taking root within. We were devastated. My husband and I circled each other, wild-eyed and wounded, trying to bridge the chasm of pain and disappointment that threatened to engulf us. I threw myself into quality time with our daughter. Her 4th birthday party served as an over-the-top princess palooza that not only thrilled her, but also served as a coping mechanism for me. I was adrift. I began acupuncture because clearly more needles sounded like fun. I stripped all sugar and flour and alcohol from my diet. I took home burning sticks from the acupuncturist to scald my skin in some Eastern hope that my body would grant us a baby. I was bruised, blistered, and miserable. The end of the road was fast approaching. We had enough for one more round of IVF or adoption, but not both. Our reproductive endocrinologist wanted us to try again, this time with a different protocol. It was a dangling carrot I could not ignore. So we went back for just one more try, our Hail Mary pass. More needles, more pills, more pain, more people parading about my nether regions. Upon our trip home, I began spotting. I cried openly in front of complete strangers, fearing that all was lost. Desperation and sadness weighed upon us so heavily that we almost couldn't speak. I cocooned myself, sleeping when I could, turning inward, The 2-week wait is an excruciating one. Everything manifested itself as a sign, both of success and of failure. The smallest things held the power to divine the future, a sign of desperation and perhaps madness. A mother rabbit and her babies in the yard, success. That uncomfortable tinge of soreness, failure. So we waited and waited and danced along the razor's edge of sanity and loss and hope. Be careful what you pray for, a priest scolded me during confession as I unloaded the burden that I'd undergone IVF, a church no-no. I wanted to laugh at him. As a celibate man, he had no appreciation for a woman's desperation to become a mother. Even my husband, my co-pilot on this hellish journey, couldn't fathom what I would do to myself to make that dream a reality once more. How close I would come to losing myself to honor that inner longing to grow a life within. And as I look about my home, paint chipped, clutter across every surface, wood floors scratched, I remember what that priest said. Twin boys have a way of destroying not only your body, but also your budget, your house, and at times, your patience. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Our daughter adores her brothers. My husband has his boys. And while they kick my ass every day in ways I never imagined, as I kiss the top of their heads, one straight-haired, one curly, I imagine God is still likely laughing at me. Perhaps these days, it's more with me than at me. At least, I hope so.